501c3 is a noose around your neck. Separation of church and state is never in the Constitution of the United States of America. It's buzzwords they've put in your mind. Listen to Thomas Jefferson and be realistic, folks, and take the Bible for what it says. Thomas Jefferson, one of the founders of this nation, said rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. Oh, my goodness, preachers, I wish I could preach it in your pulpit every Sunday. The truth of a constitutional republic and the United States of America for what it is and what the Bible really says. I don't know, Alex. We need to hold a program on that.
Rebellion against tyrants is obedience to God. And that's what the whole of the Bible says. But, I mean, look at Moses. He should have hit his knees to Ramses and said, "Hail, Ramses the Great." But no. So according to these preachers, Moses is of the devil. Lindsey Williams is our guest. We're taking phone calls for him. Ruth in Louisiana, you're on the air. Welcome.
Yes, Alex, you're awesome.
You're
Pastor
awesome.
Lindsey, you're awesome. Two-part question for Pastor Lindsey. Are they going to try to increase our interest rate on our mortgage to try to take our homes? Because if interest rate goes so far, we're not able to pay for it. Another question. If people that have gold and silver shares, bonds, or certificates, is that going to be safe or is that going to be worthless?
Okay, appreciate your call. Lindsey?
A piece of paper is worth what it's written on. It's nothing but a piece of paper. This gentleman did, a few days ago, this Illy did talk with me about that. I'm so glad you asked. He said gold and silver are all you can depend on. He's talking about holding it in your hand. They know that nothing has any value except what is in their hand or their pocket. You need your own gold and silver in your hand. A piece of paper, again, let me stress, they do not trust it. Federal Reserve notes, they laugh at it. They don't use it. They have nothing except that they can hold. Original wealth comes from the land. You need it in your hand. Piece of paper, again, is worth what it's written on, Alex.
Absolutely. That's a really good point. Let's continue and talk to Brad in Texas. Brad, you're on the air.
Hello, Alex and Lindsey. I had a quick question. You said that these people did have a religion. What exactly religion is that, and what is their code of ethics that you mentioned the other day?
The elite positively have a code of ethics. They are not atheists, but they worship a God, but not the same God, which is the God of the Bible. The prince of the power of this air is what they worship. They worship the God of this world. And when George Bush said, "God bless you," he was talking about skull and bones God. He was not talking about the God who sent his son.
And their rituals have now been videotaped. ABC News had it. It's Satan worship. They bow and pledge allegiance to the Prince of Darkness on the male side and to the goddess Eulogia on the other. So
yes, this is true. They are Satanists. That's true.
Let's go ahead and take another call. Let's talk to Trey in Connecticut. Trey, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex. Hey, Lindsey. How you guys doing today?
Good. Speaking of skull and bones, there you are.
Yeah, right next door. I'm just, 45 minutes up the highway.
From New Haven, Connecticut.
Go ahead.
No, New Haven, Connecticut. What's on your mind?
I came across an article that ended up catching my mind the other day. Official disclosure of extraterrestrial life is imminent.
Yeah, I see a lot of that from the Disclosure Project run by the Rothschilds and others. We know there's a declassified program. Part of it's declassified Bluebeam to have staged alien landings. And I just cover what I can prove. We don't do the whole UFO thing. We don't dislike people that do. But the mainstream media tries to mix that in with the Federal Reserve being private or world government to discredit what we're doing. But Lindsey, you want to comment on Martians?
Yes. For 3 months' time, I didn't do a single radio talk show up until last week. And the reason I didn't is because I say exactly like Alex just said, unless I know what I'm talking about and I can prove it, I'm not going to say it. Now, when this man told me on the phone days ago what he did, I'm spreading it everywhere across this nation from one side to the other, every radio show I can get on, everything I can possibly do, because I know it's going to happen just like he said it, because they have it planned.
All right. Thank you so much, Trey. Joe in Connecticut. Go ahead. He hung up. Let's go to Joe in Florida. Joe, go ahead. Okay, they're hanging up as we go to him here. I'm going to look at the call list then. Harry in Michigan. Harry, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Harry.
Lindsey, I got a question. I'm a retired pipe fitter, and I worked up on a pipeline, and I know exactly what you're talking about with the capped oil wells up there. And the people of the United States are just being taken as fools, because if we've got so much oil surplus up in Alaska, and not to speak of what's down in the Gulf, and it's just a shame that America won't wake up. It's like casting pearls to swine, and you're absolutely correct on everything you're talking about.
I'm going to let you go, sir. I'm going to get a comment from Lindsey in our final segment with him. Straight ahead, we're going to continue with calls. We're going to talk to Pat, Matt, Pat, and others. 1-800-259-9231. Final segment with Lindsey Williams. Then I've got a final news blitz coming up as well, right here on the GCN Radio Network. I'm Alex Jones.